Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. If we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a nice full body flexibility practice, so find just a little bit of space to move and let's get started. So let's begin today in child's pose. So you can come over onto your knees, bringing them out nice and wide. Your big toes can come nice and close together, sitting back on the heels, and then just start to walk your arms out in front. Bring your forehead down, bring your chest down, start to soften through the shoulders. Close your eyes, take a nice big breath in and out. Soften your hips, take another inhale. Exhale, let your chest melt towards the ground. Another big breath in and out. Awesome, you guys. Let's take these first few moments of class just to slow down. Scan your body. How are you feeling so far today? And can you feel the air coming into your tummy? And let it go with a big exhale. With the option to stay just like this. Or if you do want to add a side stretch, take an inhale, lift your chest up just a little bit and start to walk your hands over towards the left side, probably off of your mat. Creating some nice length through that right arm, keeping your hips low, sending them back towards your heels, and then melting the chest back down towards your mat. Feeling the length through that right arm and shoulder, hopefully. Maybe all the way to the hip, through the oblique. Awesome, you guys. If you walked your hands over to the left side, use an inhale. Start to lift your chest up a bit. Walk your hands back to the middle of your mat. And then we're actually going to take our arm and slide it under our chest. So let's take the right arm. Slide it underneath the chest. Tuck it right underneath. And then melt it down. Getting into that right shoulder and arm a little bit more. Keep your hips low as best you can. They might want to lift a little bit. That's completely fine. Just find your breath. Let gravity take your chest down towards the ground. Let's see, guys. Use an inhale. Slowly lift your chest on up. You can take your right arm out from underneath you. And we're going to start to walk our hands over towards the right. So probably off of your mat again. Reach, breathe. Lengthen through that left arm especially. And then melt it down. Keep walking your hands over towards that right side till you feel that nice stretch to the arm, the shoulder, wherever else you might be lucky enough to feel the love. Awesome job, you guys. Taking an inhale. Let's lift on up. Walk our hands back to the middle. And then we'll slide the left arm underneath the chest. Tuck it right under. Melt it down. Let gravity take the chest again. As well as your forehead or maybe your cheek. Nicely done, you guys. Taking an inhale, start to lift on up. Bring both of your arms out in front, maybe push into your palms, just sending your hips back towards your heels a little bit. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. With an inhale, you can start to lift your hips, lift your chest. Bring your knees in, bring your wrists under your shoulders, give your hips a nice rock side to side. Shake it out a little bit. Awesome, you guys. All right, let's bring our right leg forwards. We're going to set up a little 90-90 here. So bring your right leg forwards. You can bring your shin as parallel to the edge of your mat as you can. Bring your back knee out to the side. Set up your 90-90 with both your legs as best you can. And then we're going to start to turn our chest to the right side. So you can just start to turn the chest, even lift up through the chest. It's like you want to bring this left hip forwards a little bit. You might start to feel some love through that quad, that hip flexor maybe, but you also might get a nice twist through your spine. So push into those right fingertips beside you. Turn the chest, lift it up, and just shift your gaze towards the right side, maybe even a little bit behind you. Nicely done, you guys. Using an inhale, you can start to bring your chest back to face the front. We're just going to adjust our legs so you can bring your front foot in a little, send your back leg behind you even more, setting up for pigeon. Taking a nice inhale here to lift up through the chest and using the exhale to fold forwards if you'd like to fold forwards over that front leg. Softening through the shoulders, feel the love through that right leg and glute. Just listen to the sound of your breath as you feel your upper body get a little heavier and the stretch get a little bit more intense. And soften through your jaw, your shoulders. And stay for just one more breath. In and out. And using an inhale, start to lift up through the upper body. Lift on up. We're going to just roll to the side a little bit so that you can bring that back leg all the way to the front. Bring your right foot to your inner thigh, your left leg out long in front of you. Take an inhale, lengthening through your spine, and with the exhale, fold forwards. Maybe flexing your foot, pointing your toes up towards the ceiling. Find that nice hamstring, that nice calf stretch. Awesome job, you guys. Stay for one more breath, folding forwards. And with an inhale, you can start to lift your upper body back up. Let's just plant our feet, give ourselves a hug, a little rock side to side. We can start to set up for our 90-90, going the other way. So the left leg coming forwards, the right leg behind. So nice big bend through that back leg here. You can start to turn your chest towards the left whenever you're ready. That right hip, try to send it forwards a little bit. Twist a little more. Lift up through that chest. And look in whatever direction your chest is going. Pushing into those left fingertips just to help support and keep that chest lifted. Twist. Feel those obliques. Awesome work, you guys. Taking an inhale, start to turn the chest back to face the front. We'll adjust our legs for pigeon, so you can bring your left foot closer to that right hip, send your back leg behind you. Make any adjustments that you need, and an inhale to lift up through your chest. You can stay lifted or tip forwards. Resist the urge to push into your forearms to try to hold your upper body up as much as you want to. Stay out of the stretch. Let it go. We're only here for a few breaths. So just let your chest get heavy. Close your eyes. Just breathe. Let's stay for one last breath. And using the inhale to lift your chest back up and just kind of roll to the left so you can bring your back leg forwards. Bring your left foot to your inner thigh, maybe pointing your toes up towards the ceiling. And then inhale to lengthen. Exhale to tip. And you might just rest your hands on the floor beside your leg, just pointing your toes up towards the ceiling. Might give you that nice sensation, stretching feeling through that right leg. Soften your shoulders. And when you're ready, take an inhale. Lift your upper body back up slowly. You can bend your knees, plant your feet, give yourself a hug or a little rock side to side. So we're gonna find a comfy seat here, cross-legged. We'll switch which way we're crossing our legs as we go through. But if you want half lotus or even full lotus today, you can actually bring one foot on top of your thigh for half lotus, or you can bring your other foot on top of your other thigh for full lotus, or you can simply just cross your legs. But we want to have a nice long spine and have a comfy seat, most importantly. So decide how you want to cross your legs, and then take an inhale to lengthen through your spine. And let's actually bring our fingertips to the floor beside us, just so our shoulders can get a little heavier. We're going to let our head fall over towards the right shoulder. Just a little tip to the side. And if you want a little extra, you could take your right hand and just rest it on top of your head. Just like a little weight. It's not actually doing anything to pull your head. It's just sitting there. And you might not even need the extra weight. And relaxing through the jaw here might even open your mouth a little bit. And if you do have your hand on your head, just let it go and bring your fingertips back to the floor beside you. Let your shoulders get a little heavier and your spine get a little longer. Awesome, you guys. And we're just going to actually let our head roll down so our chin ends up in front of our collarbone. So stay for an inhale if you haven't started to move already. Use the exhale to slowly roll your head so your chin ends up by your collarbone. Pause here, letting your head be heavy. And use an inhale to lift your head back up nice and slow. Awesome, you guys. Let your head start to tip over towards your left shoulder. Keep your fingertips on the floor, or use that left hand this time as a little extra weight. It's almost like it's just giving you a small adjustment. And then maybe opening up your mouth again just to keep the jaw soft. And if your hand is on your head, you could bring it back to the floor. And let's stay for an inhale. And use the exhale to slowly let your chin just get heavier. It's going to roll down towards your collarbone. Pause here for a breath. Maybe lengthening the spine again. Then using an inhale to lift your chin back up. Awesome, you guys. So we're going to switch the way that we are crossing our legs. So maybe you're doing full lotus, maybe you're doing half lotus, maybe you're just crossing your legs, but cross them the other way. Bring your fingertips back to the floor beside you. Take an inhale and lengthen through your spine. This time with the exhale, we're going to let our chin fall down towards the collarbone. If you want a little extra, you could bring your hands to the back of your head. Again, not really pulling, not really doing much, just a little extra weight. If you brought your hands to the back of your head, let them go back to the floor. Maybe your head can get a little heavier, your shoulders can fall from the ears, and maybe lengthen the spine again. Awesome, you guys. Let's take an inhale and slowly lift our head back up, just to that neutral place. Pause here for a breath. And then we're going to find the length through the front of the neck. So you're going to start to lift your chin. Lift it up. You can bring your hands behind your head this time for support. And just keep lifting the chin as much as feels good, as much as you're comfortable doing. Maybe opening the mouth one more time. Soften your jaw. Close your eyes. Feel the length through the front of the neck. Awesome, you guys. One more inhale. Use the exhale to gently bring your chin back down to that neutral place. If your hands are behind your head, bring them back to the floor. Take another inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, soften your shoulders. And if it feels good, just let your chin kind of rock side to side. Nice job, you guys. If your eyes are closed, you can start to open them. We're just going to uncross our legs. Give yourself another hug. Another rock side to side. We're going to come back over onto our hands and knees. So set up your tabletop, and then we'll bring our left leg out behind us and actually walk it over towards the left side. So see if you can bring your left foot in line with your left hip. So nice and out to the side. From here, you can either come down onto your forearms a little bit, try to bring your chest down towards the floor, or you can actually walk your hands towards your foot and try to lay down your right shoulder. You might grab your foot, you might not quite, but if you can also rest your right cheek, you can rest your right cheek. And then one thing more that you could do if you're still looking for another option is to actually open the chest a little more, maybe placing your left hand on your hip and get a bit more of a twist. And you might actually lift your right cheek and now you're looking up to the ceiling or the sky above you. And if you wanted a little extra, a lot of options with this one, that left hand, it might actually find your low back and maybe even the right hip. You might feel a little extra love for that left shoulder. You might be able to twist a little bit more. Awesome job, you guys. If your left hand is behind you, you're kind of twisting. Let's bring the left hand back towards the floor, back towards the right hand. And then with an inhale, we're going to start to lift our shoulder. Lift the chest. Bring your hands back to your mat. Walk your foot all the way back behind you and then slide your knee in to your tabletop position. If you need to take a shoulder roll, maybe just stay in tabletop. Maybe sit back on your heels, take a shoulder roll. I feel that nice twist kind of through the side of my back. Not my entire back, but that right side of my back got a nice twist there. But maybe that's just me. So we'll come back into our tabletop. Bringing the right leg behind and then walking the foot towards the side. So try to get it straight out from your hip. Make any adjustments that you need. You might end up off your mat to make room for it. And then decide if you just want to come straight down or if you want to walk your hands over towards your foot. Dropping that shoulder, that left side this time. Maybe the cheek. Maybe you're starting to twist a little bit more, bringing your right hand to your hip, or maybe even to the low back or that left hip. But just find your breath wherever you go. Wherever you go, find your breath. And slowly coming out the way we came in, with that right arm moving first back to the floor. Using an inhale to lift up that left shoulder. Planting your hands, bringing your right leg behind you, and then sliding your knee into your tabletop. Maybe sitting on the heels, a couple shoulder rolls. And then we're just going to be finding child's pose. You can have your knees together. You can have them out wide. Maybe your arms are going to reach above your head again, or they can rest at your sides with your palms facing up. Just try to bring your forehead all the way down to the floor. Soften your shoulders. Close your eyes. Really feeling that connection of your forehead to the ground beneath you. Just letting go of your day. If you'd like to stay here a little while longer, I highly recommend you do so. If you're ready to move, you can use an inhale to lift the forehead. You can find a nice, comfy seat. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Take another inhale as you lengthen through your spine. And exhale, let it go. Awesome practice, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.